Review Irregular Verbs, Lessons 15.1 to 15.3b. The first group are everyday words that are quite quirky. We looked at be. We have I am, you are, he, she, it is, then we, you, they are. In the past tense, it flip-flops between was and were. I was, you were, he, she, it was, and we, you, they were. Then have. In the present tense, they're all have except for he, she, it has. Then in the past tense, they're all had. Say is the same way. It's all say for I, you, and we, you, and they, but third person, he, she, it, says. In past tense, said across the board. Do is the same way. It's do for I and you, and we, you, and they, but third person, he, she, and it, is does. Then we have did in the past tense for I, you, he, she, it, and we, you, they. The next group are the irregular verbs that have the past tense ending in T. First group was the oughts. Bring becomes brought. I bring my lunch today. I brought it yesterday. And now we know it's also have brought. Buy, bought, have bought. Catch, caught, have caught. Fight, fought, have fought. Seek, sought, have sought. Teach, taught, have taught. Think, thought, have thought. The next group are the END to ENT. We have bend, as in I bend my knee. Bent, I bent it yesterday. And now we know it's also have bent for the past participle. Lend, lent, have lent. Send, sent, have sent. Spend, spent, have spent. The next group are the long vowel to short. Deal, I deal cards today. I dealt them yesterday. I have dealt them many times. Leave, left, have left. Mean, meant, have meant. Meet, met, have met. Feel, felt, have felt. The long EEP to short EPT. Creep, I creep on my brother today. I crept up on him yesterday. I have crept up on him many times. Keep, kept, have kept. Sleep, slept, have slept. Sweep, swept, have swept. Weep, wept, have wept. Then the group with no change. Cost, something that cost 50 cents today. You could say it cost 50 cents yesterday. It has cost 50 cents for a long time. So it's the same across the board. The same as for cut, hit, hurt, let, put, quit, set, and shut. Then there are the others that didn't fit into a group. Build becomes built, and then have built. Lose becomes lost, and then have lost. Shoot, shot, have shot. Sit, sat, have sat. The third group are irregular verbs that end with in. The first subgroup has similar past tenses and past participles. Blow becomes blew in the past tense and then have blown. Fly becomes flew and then have flown. Then we have grow, grew, grown, know, knew, known, and throw, threw, thrown. In the second subgroup, the vowel sound changes from a long I sound to a long O sound and then to a short I sound. Drive becomes drove and then driven. Rewrite becomes rewrote and then rewritten. Ride becomes rode then ridden. Rise becomes rose then risen. Write becomes wrote then written. In the third subgroup, the past participle is the past tense with in or en added. We have break, which becomes broke and then broken. Choose becomes chose and then chosen. Forget becomes forgot and then forgotten. Freeze becomes froze and then frozen. Get becomes got, then gotten. Speak becomes spoke and then spoken. Steal becomes stole and then stolen. In the fourth subgroup, the past participle is the present tense with N or EN added. Draw becomes drew and then flips back to draw with an N on it. Drawn, has drawn. Eat becomes ate and then changes back to eat with EN on it, eaten. Give becomes gave and then given. Fall becomes fell, then fallen or have fallen. Forgive becomes forgave and then back to forgiven. See becomes saw and then seen. I have seen. Shake becomes shook, then have shaken. Take becomes took, then have taken. Withdraw becomes withdrew and then withdrawn. Now it is your turn. Show what you learned by completing the Google form.